Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Feazell, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge television talk show where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning at 2 p.m. on the Eastern Time Zone as I get to ride home with you in the afternoon. It's always a fun drive. Thank you so much for watching. You can find us syndicated on Abundance Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast on thenewscasters.com and all the social media sites. You can find us there as well. Also wanted to mention my email address. That's donna@donnasedge.com. That's donna@donnasedge.com. Appreciate your sending your emails. Quite a few emails about memory loss. You know, a lot of us suffer from it. Now, you get older, and you younger folks have it there as well. So sometimes it just has something to do with diet and maybe lack of exercise. So let's just see if we can dig into this article right here. And it's called naturaleffects.com. I'm all into the natural way of doing everything. You all know that. So let's just see what this article has to say about that. One suggestion is a balanced diet. Now, everybody knows me. I like having the garden. I love eating natural. I like a burger and fries every once in a while, too. You know, we can't live off of just lettuce, so we do have to have a good balanced diet. So let's just see what the author has to say about this. He says, for patients who are dealing with memory loss, a healthy and balanced diet is a solid start to improve your cognitive function and slow down the progression of maybe some kind of a disease, such as dementia. Okay, the improvement most likely results from improving the blood flow and reducing oxidative stress in the brain via diet changes. Now, one example of a healthy diet for the brain is the MIND diet. I really dig this. Okay, it emphasizes green leafy vegetables, berries, nuts, whole grains, fish, and poultry while avoiding red meat, dairy products, sweets, and fried food. Studies have shown that this diet is associated with a slower decline in cognitive equivalent to being 7.5 years younger. The Mediterranean diet and the dietary approaches to stop hypertension, it's called the DASH diet, are also good choices for dementia patients, as both encourage consumption of food and vegetables and the avoidance of sugary treats and processed food. This is something Phil and I have promised each other now for almost 5 years, okay? And that's because everybody likes sweets, and I don't see you limit the entire thing unless you're diabetic, and we're not. However, you know, sometimes it's if you have a treat. Let's say we love ice cream, okay? And so instead of eating ice cream every night, which is what we have done before, instead of doing it every night, maybe have it as a treat, like on the weekends. And that's a great idea right there. Here's suggestion number 2. That's dietary supplements, and you want to talk to your doctor about those. Just in case there's something that you are already taking, just to make sure that it doesn't coincide with what you're already taking. Now, there's a growing number of herbal remedies. You know me about my herbs, okay? Dietary supplements are promoted as memory enhancers or treatments to delay the progression of maybe possibly dementia. However, if you're caring for a loved one with dementia, it's not always easy to decide which one to choose. So your claims about the beneficial effects of these products are often based on a small number of studies and offer contradictory advice. In addition, the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, does not require the same rigorous process for supplements that are needed for the approval of new prescription drugs. As a result, it can be virtually impossible to determine if and how effective these dietary supplements really are at prevention of dementia or reducing the symptoms. Now, according to the NIH, you can turn these 3 independent organizations, and I'm going to give you these websites, so go ahead and get pencil and paper ready, just to make sure a product was properly manufactured, contains the ingredients listed on the label, and does not contain harmful levels of contaminants. Okay, now here's the first one, consumerlab.com, consumerlab.com. Now, there's another one that you can go to. It's the USF International. You'll have to Google that one in just to get the proper email, proper website. And also US Pharmacopoeia. Let me spell that for you. US and then PHARMACOPEIA, spelled a little differently than it sounds. None of these organizations can guarantee now that the supplement you're taking is safe and effective. All that said, there are a handful of supplements with more evidence than others, and they've listed those along the study results in the following sections, and we're about to get to those in just a minute. That said, they always recommend that patients consult with a neurology or primary care doctor first before starting on any supplements. It's also important to check that these supplements do not interact with prescribed medications. Okay, how about this one? The polyunsaturated fatty acids. Okay, now DHA is a long-chain omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acid involved in numerous mechanisms of the brain. Now, the omega-3 fatty acids are one of the most widely used supplements in the world, with proven results to prevent or delay cardiovascular disease, cancer, depression, and ADHD, among others. Some studies found that people who eat fish, which we do, on a regular basis, I could eat it every day, 3 times a day. Got to think of others, though. Okay, so if you did this on a regular basis, a major source of dietary DHA experienced a slower rate of cognitive decline. The more fish you eat, the better, right? And you're also less likely to have memory loss. Also, DHA supplementation can benefit dementia patients, especially during the early stages of the disease. Now, why am I talking about dementia patients? I'm talking about that. I'm also thinking about preventive care, okay? And a lot of you young folks now, some of you, I'll hold a discussion with you, and you lose your train of thought just like we do. So this is for you as well. Don't think just because you're young, you don't have to do this. Okay, now, but some research says the opposite. Okay, so the varying results studies are likely due to several factors. Omega-3s appear to be more effective in earlier stages. Okay, different doses may have different ways that it helps you or doesn't help, and genetic differences may come into play as well. Now, if you want to try it, then good sources of DHA include dark meat fish, such as your tuna, your salmon, and your mackerel. Now, DHA supplements are usually made from fish oil or algae. Now, some research also suggests that an acid is anti-inflammatory and may be worth consideration. Now, this is the acid, and I'm going to butcher it up and pronounce it, so I'm going to just spell it out for you. It's EICOSAPENTAENOIC. You know I'm going to butcher that word up. So that's what is considered part of consideration as well. Now, I want you to go to this website, naturaleffects.com, naturaleffects.com, and you will see this article in there. Okay, let's see what time it is. Okay, I've still got time. Okay, vitamin D3. Now, vitamin D, which comes from food or via our skin when stimulated by sunlight, is essential for brain development. This is another reason I like to get outside and work as much as I possibly can. I don't get to as much in the wintertime because I don't dig cold weather. And I need to just bundle up more and get out there. But being outside helps. Okay, so if you got kids or maybe your job requires you to be inside all the time, I'm going to encourage you to get outside. Just get out in that healthy sunshine. It's going to help. Okay. There are a few small studies suggesting that vitamin D3 supplementation may improve some aspects of cognitive function, but it's too early to say really that this vitamin helps disease progression in dementia patients. There hasn't been enough study on that yet. And there needs to be. Supplementation is usually safe, but taking too much may increase your calcium levels in the blood and cause nausea, vomiting, confusion, and heart rhythm abnormalities. It's important to consult with your healthcare provider before taking or starting to take vitamin D3 supplements, especially for patients with overactive kidney and liver disease, diabetes, and hypertension. Now, this is something I'm bad at. Okay, now when I bake chocolate chip cookies, instead of one cup cup of chocolate chips, I always put 2. I mean, I overdo everything. And sometimes when I'm taking a supplement, like even if it's an all natural supplement, I have to be really careful that I don't overdo it, just like this article just said. It could be you're not taking enough. It could be that you're taking too much, so be really careful. And also, I'll just walk through my herb garden sometimes. I've got herbs setting in plants. And they're like in pedestals. And sometimes I'll just walk by and just pick up a basil leaf and just eat it, and I do that. And I have to be careful I don't get too much of a particular one. So what I do is just kind of walk by and get just a little bit of sage, just a little bit of basil, just a little bit of whatever. So be really careful because, I mean, you can overdo it in everything. That's why the word balance is in there for people like me that overdo it. Okay, vitamins B6, B9, and B12. When COVID was hitting, a lot of people were talking about the B12. The vitamins of the B complex, including B6, B9, and B12, are involved in many functions of the body. They're particularly important to control levels of an acid called homoglycerine. Now, let me spell that for you. I'm pretty sure I butchered that one up too. It's HOMOCYSTEINE. Now, this amino acid is typically high in people over 65, and it is associated with strokes, coronary artery disease, and dementia. So clinical trials of vitamin B supplementation found a small improvement in some cognitive function for patients with mild cognitive impairment, especially those with high levels of homoglycine, but no long-term benefits for patients with severe dementia. That said, this paper suggests adequate B9 and B12 intake correlate with better cognitive performance in immediate and delayed memory recall, processing speed, sustained attention, and working memory also improved among elders. Now, vitamin B supplements are safe with most people when taken at recommended dosage, but they may interact with some prescription drugs. That's why if you're taking, let's just say vitamin B12, okay, and you are taking something else, the doctor has prescribed something, talk to the doctor first just to see. Sometimes you can just call the office and they'll tell you over the phone. Most of the time they want you to come in and drag you in and get more money out of you. But anyway, I understand that. They want to see you. But you need to talk to your doctor first. Okay. Now, what time is it? Okay. I really need to go into a commercial break, and then we're going to be right back in just a few minutes.
Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring.
but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer
yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
My name is Donna, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge television talk show where truth matters, and we're getting to the nitty gritty of it. Cognitive decline, and it can be with anybody, any age. So think about this. If you're a young person right now and you really do clue in on this is really going to help you out in the future. I love the smell of rosemary, and rosemary has been also proven to be a great way if you want to get that memory back. And a lot of young people use rosemary when they're studying for tests. They have a big exam or whatever coming up. A lot of them will go ahead and get the supplement, maybe even a spray of the fragrance, not a fragrance oil. Now, you really do need to get the real plant and not just a fragrance oil. Okay, now let's talk about vitamin E for a bit. We've all heard that for years. Vitamin E is an important antioxidant that protects cells from oxidative stress caused by free radicals. Now, the brain is very susceptible to oxidative stress, which is often considered a major factor contributing to cognitive decline. I know before we moved, there was a bad situation with a relative, not my husband, of course, with a relative. And I'm just telling you, Phil and I were getting pretty forgetful. And it was just due to the stress and, wondering what she's doing now, and it was just a total mess. But we found by moving away from it has really helped. So if you've got a lot of stress in your life from a particular person, maybe a coworker, you might want to talk with your human resources director about that at your work, or maybe the person who owns the business, and just tell them, and I promise you, if you've noticed a cognitive decline, your boss has noticed it too. So instead of getting fired and letting things just get way out of hand, it's best to go ahead and talk to the boss about it. Now, despite this, the evidence to support the use of vitamin E supplementation is contradictory. Some clinical trials found no effect on cognitive function, while others noticed that patients with mild forms of dementia experienced a slower decline in their ability to carry out daily tasks. Now, when it comes to vitamin E, by the way, is really good for your skin as well. It's a healthy diet with plenty of green leafy vegetables, sunflower seeds, and almonds is likely to offer the most benefit. Now, vitamin E is also available in over-the-counter pills or chewable tablets. I don't know. I just had rather take it in the leafy greens. And this is another thing I want you to think about with labels when you're buying something, even if it's a health food store. It seems as if the FDA doesn't give enough regulation, because something may say that it has vitamin E in it. But what I want you to do is start looking at the ingredients. Okay, the ingredients are going to be the true test, because let's say it says vitamin E, but you're seeing something else in there that's not vitamin E, and maybe vitamin E is down at the bottom. Okay, yeah, it has vitamin E in it, but whatever's listed, the first part of the ingredients is what has the most supplement. Okay, so if it says vitamin A or whatever, but you're specifically looking for vitamin E, if it shows a vitamin A first, that means it's more vitamin A than it is vitamin E. So do read the ingredients. And a lot of times, and I've noticed this, like if different brands, And sometimes the store brand is going to be the best one. And I've noticed on some of the national brands, it seems like they can get by with it more so than anybody else. But some of the big national brands will say includes vitamin E. Well, probably just a tiny drop of vitamin E in it. And it's probably fillers and other things. So again, it's extremely important that you read the ingredients on anything that you buy anyway. Okay, ginseng. Boy, that's been a hot one, hasn't it? We've heard a lot about that. It's used in traditional Chinese medicine. Now, the roots contain a compound called ginsenoside, and I'll spell that for you, Ginsenoside, which works as an antioxidant and anti-inflammatory agent. This product has been shown in randomized trials to improve dementia, chronic obstruction pulmonary disease, and heart failure. But the review authors cautioned that most trials had basis unknown, and also most evidence is of low quality. Then why do it is my question. But anyway, it's worth noting that in the study, any improvements disappeared when the patient stopped taking the supplement. I've heard people say that. Well, if you ever quit taking it, it comes back. Well, don't you have to drink water every day? See what I mean? Well, then if it works, keep taking it. Okay, so Panax ginseng is generally safe, but it can cause some insomnia, rapid heartbeat, and high blood pressure in high doses when consumed with other medications, is what I'm saying. Coconut oil and medium-chain triglycerides. Okay, medium-chain triglycerides are a naturally occurring source of fats abundant in coconut oil. These fats are readily used by the brain as an energy source. Now, the studies show that supplementation may provide some relief for dementia patients, but these benefits are short-lived and disappear once you stop taking the supplementation. Although these supplements are generally considered safe, gastrointestinal side effects are common. Okay, now there's something else called the huperzine A, and it's derived from several species of the fir moss plant. Okay, it's believed it can increase the levels of neurotransmitters and promote brain functions. Most trials reported meaningful improvements in cognitive function, but these studies involved a small number of participants. In addition, because it works in a similar manner to some Alzheimer's drugs, it's unlikely to benefit patients who are already taking these drugs. Notably, the huperzine A showed beneficial results and effects for Alzheimer's patients, but not in patients with vascular dementia or MCI. Now, these huperzine A is available as a dietary supplement. It seems safe for short-term use, but evidence for long-term safety is lacking. All that means is the studies haven't been that long. Okay, so that's all that means. Okay, curcumin. This is one of the most important components of turmeric and is used extensively in Asian medicine. Although it's often marketed in a way to protect the brain against dementia, the clinical evidence for curcumin is lacking. Although people who eat more in curries and other recipes seem to have improved cognitive function. A study using curcumin supplements failed to show any benefit. The main source is turmeric. I use turmeric in everything I cook with almost, but these supplements are commercially available. Now, coenzyme Q10, you see a lot of commercials with this ingredient in it as well. I'm just asking you to be really careful and, again, read labels because you need to know exactly how much is in there. Because, again, if something says it has vitamin E in it, you might want to check, again, the ingredients label and see how much vitamin E is in it. If it's the first ingredient, I'm going to repeat this again because it's worthy of doing this, okay? So if you're checking the ingredients label and it shows vitamin E being the first thing, but it shows 50 other ingredients in there, probably not so good. But if you show something that says only vitamin E, I'd grab that product. And I promise you it's going to cost you a little bit more than the other products, but it's not watered down with something else. So really check that out, okay? Okay, coenzyme Q10 is also known as an antioxidant that your body can produce naturally. Now, the fact that levels of CoQ10 decrease with age, make it a good candidate to help dementia patients. However, clinical is limited. Not only are blood levels of CoQ10 similar in people with or without cognitive problems, but a clinical trial with patients with Alzheimer's disease failed to show any cognitive benefits after 4 months of supplementation. So far, the only positive results have been in studies on rodents. CoQ10 can be found in certain foods like oily fish. For years, we would, let's get only tuna with it in water. I always wondered about that. You need the oil that comes with the fish, not the added oil to the fish. There's a difference there. Okay, whole grains and fruit. CoQ10 supplements are widely available over the counter. Again, be careful, read labels. Ginkgo biloba has been used in Chinese medicine for centuries. In clinical trials, ginkgo biloba showed mixed results. Some studies reported that in combination with conventional medicine, this can help cognitive performance, while others suggested it was inconsistent and unreliable. I question who were the people who thought it was unreliable. Okay, that said, research on a specific extract of ginkgo has shown promise in multiple studies. It resulted in improvement of behavioral and psychological symptoms caused by dementia, and also improved caregiver stress as well. If you're a caregiver, bless your heart. Prayers are out there for you. Ginkgo biloba is safe for most patients, but it's not advised for patients taking medication for high blood pressure. Sometimes you have to balance that out and see what's good. Okay, I want to tell you about resveratrol. It's an antioxidant found in red wine, grapes, berries, chocolate, and peanuts. If it's found in chocolate, I should be fine. Okay, it may help some patients with dementia, but further research is needed. Now, one study detected some improvement regarding the ability to complete daily tasks, but no effect on cognitive or executive function. Resveratrol supplements are safe for most patients in the short term, but long term has not been studied. No, is that saying don't try it? No, it just says long term has not been done. Zinc with vitamin C. Another helpful supplement could be zinc combined with vitamin C. Zinc is an important resource for neutral transmission, and vitamin C has a relationship with zinc. So vitamin C supports the activity and detoxification in the brain. One study showed that the pair improved attention and may help prevent worsening of dementia symptoms. The authors recommended a 10-30 megagram day of zinc with a 13500 day of vitamin C for dementia patients. Okay, another suggestion is exercise. I'm going to say that's probably the best of all of it. Okay, your natural herbs, take the pill if you have to, but be super careful, okay? Make sure you read the ingredients just to make sure that that's exactly what you need. But exercise is big. I mean, it's really, really huge, because what you're doing is you're getting that blood flowing to your brain. And I think because a lot of us have jobs where you're on the computer all day long, you're sitting in the same spot, you're doing all this all the time, you never get outside, and you're just not exercising the brain. Now, some of you say, well, I exercise, I'm talking true exercise, like with push-ups, with set-ups. A great exercise is standing on top of your head, if you can do that. If you can't stand on top of your head, another thing you can do is on the bed before you get out in the morning. Be really careful doing this, because you could pass out if you get up too quick. So just lay down on the bed and just pull your head back as far as you can, and you'll feel blood flowing back to your head. If you'll do that, that's going to help too. Now, don't get up too fast. What you'll need to do is gently roll up out of bed very slowly, because if you don't, you might pass out. Okay, I've known young people to do that. Okay, so be super careful when you do that. But think of exercise, all the exercises that you can use. Again, you're getting the best, it's the best supplement you can take. That and rosemary. Grow rosemary. You can only grow one herb. Do that one, and the comfrey plant. You got that going on too. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Donna, and I am your host of Donna's Edge television talk show. Continue sending emails. They really do make my day. Donna@donnasedge.com. Donna@donnasedge.com. I'll see you next time.